I believe the price of a stock, the future price of a stock, is dependent upon its ability to grow its earnings and grow its profits. So if we know the area that we want to invest in that we believe that area, that industry, that category is going to grow in the near term, and when I mean near term, I mean 5 years. Then what we need to do is find the stocks that are going to be the growth engines, and that is, in my interpretation, artificial intelligence and semiconductors, and then do some research and determine what their growth is going to be over the next 3 to 4 years, and then allocate our investments accordingly to make the most money that we can. I showed you this chart yesterday. It's in my cheat sheet on our website, and you can have access to it so that if you're interested in how I'm managing my portfolio, it gives you a real concise summary of it. What I've done is I've taken all the stocks that I'm interested in. Those are in the Bus 12 and Bus 13. They're all involved in one way or another in the building out of data centers and the building of new high-powered computers and delivering of the software that we're going to need for artificial intelligence and owners of the data. They're all the stocks that I believe are going to be the biggest gainers in the next 3 to 5 years. So with that in mind, what I had done was go through, and this section is showing the increase in a percentage of their earnings projected for 24, 25, and 26. And so you can see that let's look at Intel. Intel believes that their earnings are going to grow by 66% in 2024, 122% in 2025, and 55% in 2026. I'm of the opinion that the current price of $39.73 already reflects that 66% growth in earnings, but does not yet reflect the 22 and the 55. So with that in mind, what I'm doing is saying, okay, what I want to do is project, based on the growth of earnings, what is Intel's price going to be in 25 and 26. Now, what I also need to recognize is Intel's PE ratio is currently 32.5. And if you look, it's substantially less than that of Micron Technology of 179.60, something similar to AEHR of 26, and then you come down here to SYM, and it's 288. So an increase in SYM's earnings of 215% is not the same as an increase in Intel's of 122 because of that inflated PE ratio. So what I have to do is make an adjustment to adjust for that PE ratio so that I can try to make Micron Technology's 1,000% in earnings increase somehow relevant to Intel's 122% increase in earnings, and then reflect that in the price in the future. Now, by making that adjustment, what I'm going to do is bring them all down to an equal reference. Does that mean that the price will be accurate? No, it won't. But what it will be is equivalent or relevant to every other. So when I look at 2025 price and I say that Intel's is going to go up 75%, that is relevant to all the others. And you can see, okay, so Intel is, I'm saying price will go up in 2026, 75%. But let me come down here to Microsoft. Microsoft is reflecting a 14% increase in earnings, but I'm only showing it a 7% increase in price because it has a 36 PE ratio. I hope that makes some level of sense to you. Now, what I've done is said, okay, let's take that, the knowledge that we have, and say, okay, how much of our portfolio do we want to allocate to each one of these stocks relative to the adjusted performance that they will have? And that's what I've done here. I've gone through and said, I want 5.4% of my portfolio in AEHR. I want 5.4% in UCTT. I only want 2% of my portfolio in Google, and I want 2% of my portfolio in Meta. Okay, with that, then I say, all right, I will take the amount of my portfolio of $643 and divide it by the 5.24%, and that tells me of AEHR I need 2,932 shares. That will currently be worth $33,000, but in 2026, if my projections are right, it will be worth $113,000. Okay? So that's what I've done with every one of the stocks. And what this provides for me is a means by which, if these numbers change, they will appear. I will make that adjustment here, and then I can make the corresponding adjustment in the number of shares that I have, and it will then reflect what my portfolio will amount to. As you can see, as I've constructed it here, my $643,000 will turn into $1 million in a matter of, what's that, 2.5 years. So that's how I'm managing my portfolio. This is a moving portfolio because it's all revolved around the current price, and this current price changes every 20 minutes as the price on the New York Stock Exchange and the NASDAQ Stock Exchange change. So that's how I'm managing my portfolio. Again, I want to say it starts with choosing the stocks that I believe are going to be the drivers of the stock market in the future, and that is AI, semiconductors, and then those companies that are helping build out the data centers and making the compute power that we're going to need in the future possible, while at the same time keeping all of big tech, but not overwhelming with big tech. As you can see, Apple's only going to amount to 3.5% of my portfolio, and Google's going to, or Microsoft's going to amount to 2.08, and Google will be 2%. So those stocks that I believe are going to give me a higher rate of return are going to have a higher percentage. I would encourage you to come to my website, sign up for our Platinum program. It's right now on discount of, I believe it's 50%. There's a coupon in the description. Come study this. See if you believe this is good portfolio management. And if I can help you make some money in the future, and I think I can, your monthly fee is going to be well worth it. I'd be interested in any comments that you have. Put them in the comment section. Even better yet, show up on our Sunday Stock Talk and give me some feedback on this. As you can see, this is what I do. I believe that with enough data, I can predict the price of a stock 2 years, 3 years in the future. If that's right, the world's going to change dramatically as more and more data becomes available. I'm Kerry Grinkmeyer. I'm a retired financial advisor. I just want to help you make better investment decisions, help you learn a little bit about the tax code and where you should hold these assets, and then most importantly, make a difference in your life and the lives in the future so that those who come after you benefit from your knowledge and my knowledge and our work together. Get on the bus and let's have a good time making some money.